Hey everyone, and thank you for joining us for our first official YouTube video. My name is Gail.
And my name is Brittany.
And we are here to talk about one of the more basic things that every paranormal investigator should know, smudging.
Oh, yes.
So everybody pretty much knows the concept, or at least has heard of the concept of sage or sage smudging. We are here to talk to you about the different variations, what you should use when, how to use it, and alternatives for the actual smudge bundles. So when it comes to smudging, we have quite a variety over here.
Yes. So you have everything from different kinds of sage or different bundles in general. So some bundles that you might come across, you might see wildflowers or flowers in general, like dried up roses, dandelions, something of that nature. Really, you can make these yourself. They're super easy, but depending on your intention and what you're trying to do or cleanse or whatever, it depends on that. So, for instance, this is white sage, and there's also desert sage. I know there's also, I believe, mountain sage, too. That's another option for you. There's Palo Santo, which you just burn it, blow it out, and let the smoke rise and waft. This is cedarwood. This is lavender, and you have mugwort. So all of these have different characteristics as to why you would want to use them for different things and what you're trying to do. They're all cleansing, so you can cleanse your house, your home, an object, yourself. It just really depends on what you're trying to do.
Right.
And like I said before with the Palo Santo, what you want to do with each of these is just light it at the end, blow it out so you don't have a fire happening, and let the smoke waft. And you can even take a feather and you just move it away from you like so, and you walk around as is. And what you want to do is either use a shell to get the droppings or a bowl like this, or
anything heat resistant.
Yeah, a fire safe plate for sure. Something along those lines, so you don't make a complete mess.
Yes. And it also depends on the smell you prefer.
Oh, yeah.
Because white sage can be extremely potent. A lot of people don't like the smell of white sage. I personally prefer desert sage. It's kind of got a sweeter smell to it. And of course, any of the bundles that have any dried flowers or anything, you're going to have the background smell of those flowers in there as well. In terms of a paranormal investigator and your clients, white sage is great to keep your house clean, but if you have a client who already has a problem, you probably don't want to use white sage because it can actually agitate spirits. So that's when we highly recommend using something like Palo Santo, desert sage, cedarwood. All of those are great alternatives to help to cleanse the house and not cause bigger issues for you and your client.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't want that.
No.
Even lavender is really great just to calm yourself or your surroundings or the energy around you. So,
right.
Good things to know.
Yes.
Moving on.
Yes. So you might have a client who has asthma, COPD, or just is really adversely against having smoke in their house. There are other alternatives to that, and we're going to talk about two of them right now. Now, this middle section we want to talk about is incense, which is super common. Tons of people use it. And you can find them pretty much anywhere, Amazon, Walmart.
Any metaphysical store that you come
local
across.
spiritualist store, chain stores. They do also have smoke that can come out that results in maybe somebody with asthma having a problem. So you do have to keep that in mind, in which case, if they're that sensitive, we'll talk about the sprays later. But for now, when you come to the incense, you also have all the options that you did with the smudge bundles in terms of different smells, different objectives, and also different intensities. So incense needs a holder because it's going to be releasing ash and it is going to be lit. So you don't want it sitting against something that isn't heat resistant. The most common type of holder is this one here. It's flat and the incense goes sideways. It is probably the most effective in terms of catching the ash because the ash will fall directly downward into this reservoir here. That's really great in terms of the ash not going anywhere unless you have like a window open or you have a cat like I do who will just step on it and knock it over and the ash will go everywhere. In that case, you really don't have many options. I mean, you're just going to have to clean up the ash.
Yeah, it's definitely not entirely pet safe or child safe.
Yeah, so. you want to put it up somewhere where they won't get to it. And honestly, most of them won't care for the smell anyway, so they'd probably just stay away on their own.
Yeah.
But in this case, so this is the most common holder, and in it I have sage. Sage is one of the more powerful smells that you're going to have, just like with the bundles. So if that's something you prefer, great, go for it. Super protective, cleansing of your home. You enjoy the smell. You got it all going. The next option is something like this here. It's kind of like a dish. The only difference is the incense is standing upright. So you don't want to use a huge incense stick in a holder such as this, because as it falls, if it's not over the dish, the ash will go everywhere. So in this one, I have a small to medium size incense, and this is cedar wood. Now, cedar wood is super protective as well and cleansing. Doesn't have the strong smell as sage. It's kind of sweet and woody at the same time. A lot of people prefer that. It's my favorite personally.
Mine too.
So third option is something more decorative, and it also keeps the incense contained. Now, you don't want to use anything in here that is too big, as this could snuff it out. So I, again, have something medium. This is lavender, which is great, actually. This is a great option altogether for when you meditate or go to bed, because you're not going to be aware of the ash as it's falling, or if something's coming near it, because, again, it is lit. So you have this cover on here, and what happens is you have all the holes in the outside bit and on top, so when the smoke is released, it goes in every direction. It's contained, the ash will fall inside, and the lavender is great for somebody who's looking to calm their space, get some sleep, when you're meditating, kind of going to that quiet place in your mind, in terms of the smell of it as well. You also have a ton of other options, such as rose, anything really. Jasmine. Yeah. They actually do have some incense that have specific intent to them too. Like I have a few that is meant to help me connect with the angelic realm, so I can talk to my guardian angels or whoever,
Okay.
whatever you're looking to talk to.
Whatever works.
Yep.
That's the most important thing.
So again, smoke. Can't do smoke at all. Option 3. So you can either buy these pre-made from your local spiritual store, online, wherever, or you can make your own. So depending on the properties that you're looking for instance, this one has lavender and chamomile and dragon's blood in it, and it's meant for protection, courage, and balance, which could be really good for, again, paranormal investigators, as long as it's not too strong of a scent, because obviously you don't want to smell when you go on an investigation, because that's one of the clues you're looking for when you're going through a home, is if you get random smell, Anyway, besides the point. You also have ones like this that are for clearing your space. It's an aura smudge. So this is great if you have a space where you meditate, or you're just, after people have left and you're looking to just cleanse their energy a bit. Pre-made as well. This has juniper and sage in it. Or you could go with something like this, which is what we made when we went live on social media. Yay. It has sage, cedar, and lavender in it. But it is a recipe we found online, but we zhuzhed it up, courtesy of Miss Brittany. Yes. She had dried sage and rose petals that we put inside, which is also highly protective. Just make sure they don't clog.
Yeah, we used witch hazel as the base liquid. Mm-hmm. You always need a base liquid, especially in terms of the sprays or if you're mixing your own oils. Mm-hmm. So,
yes. The only downside to this option is that it can be more expensive. Mm-hmm. If you're making it yourself, you have to buy the bottles, you have to buy the witch hazel or any high-quality alcohol. You have to buy the oils and the ingredients. So in that case, it can be more expensive, but it is truly the easiest way to go.
And it's worth it. You can keep this in your car, like what a lot of investigators do, or in your cases. Mm-hmm. So you always have it handy on a case.
Yeah. So. Or if you just feel the need. Like, let's say you just not feeling right, spray yourself down. Mm-hmm. It's also great for your home. You can go through a whole bottle in one set, in one cleansing of a home. Yep. Easily. Definitely. Because just like with smudging, you want to make sure you get every closet, every cabinet. Mm-hmm. Every little bit. All right, guys. Well, that pretty much wraps it up. We hope you've enjoyed our little informative video about smudging incense and sprays. So in the meantime, please be sure to visit us on all of our social media platforms. We have Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Also, please remember to check out our website, obsidianparanormal.org, where you can learn more about us, the rest of the team, and also an informative blog. So we look forward to seeing you next time, where we will be talking about EVPs, electronic voice phenomena. Bye, guys.
Thanks.